How many times can I say the word January? The world may never know. Hey everybody, my name is Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing a motherfucking book haul because it's been a while since I've done one of those. I think the last one I posted was in January. I've gotten quite a few books since then from quite a few different places, so it seems like now would be a good time to talk about them. I don't know why I said that like that, but like apparently I'm just being like real fucking weird today, so you know, welcome to my channel. I don't even know how many books are here. I didn't count them. I'm lazy. But I have some books from a trip I took with my family back in February to celebrate my birthday and my mom's retirement. We went to New Orleans and I bought a bunch of books. And then I also have books from when I went to visit Megan and Sue in Springfield because they took me to a few of their favorite bookstores. And I've also got some stuff from a couple of Goodwills, and I have some stuff from Half Price Books' clearance sale. And I also have some late birthday gifts that I got from Megan at Tome Infinity, who got me some stuff from my Amazon wish list. So like, we got a lot of books and it's time to talk about them. So I'm gonna go in like semi-chronological order for like when I purchased these. So I'm gonna start with the ones that I bought in New Orleans. First, we will talk about the Brennan's New Orleans Cookbook and the story of their restaurants. I bought this because the Brennan family is the family that invented Bananas Foster. So that's already exciting, but also Brennan is my last name. So I like to pretend that like I am a distant relative of the people who opened this like badass restaurant in New Orleans, invented Bananas Foster, and also gave Emeril Lagasse his start in the restaurant business. I just want to pretend that I'm related to those people. I'm pretty sure I'm not, but nobody needs to know that. Next I have, there's like a little market in the French Quarter down there, and it's just like a bunch of different vendors who set up stands, and there was this man and his wife who like sell his artwork. I'll link their website. You should check out their artwork. It's really adorable. While I was talking to her, she told me about a book about their characters that it wasn't available in their little stand, but I ordered it from their website, which like I said, I will link in the description, but it is The Ballad of Pierre Poppet, and it's like the story of Pierre, who is like their main character, and his relationships with all of his like little friends and the love of his life. Next, we will get into all of the books that I bought from the Garden District bookshop. And so first, from the Garden District bookshop, I have this Best of the Best from Louisiana cookbook. So it's just like a compilation of recipes. Next, we're gonna get into some of the like more kind of weird and twisted stuff that I bought from that bookstore. But this is The Last Madam, A Life in the New Orleans Underworld by Christine Wiltz. This is the story of a woman, Norma Wallace, who ran a brothel in New Orleans. She started out in the 1920s and she ran a brothel until like the early 60s. And it's just like a really interesting account of her life and her marriages. Her life kind of gave me some Evelyn Hugo vibes. So if you enjoyed The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and you want to read nonfiction that's in a similar vein, you might want to check this one out. It was really interesting. Next we have Ghost Stories of Old New Orleans by Jean Delavine. And so this is just a compilation of ghost stories about New Orleans. Murder in the Bayou, Who Killed the Women Known as the Jeff Davis Eight. So this is like a true crime about a murder spree that happened in New Orleans. New Orleans Vampires, History and Legend, which again is pretty much what it sounds like. All right, and then the only novel really that I bought while I was down there, A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole, which this is widely available like everywhere, and I actually have a Kindle edition of it, but it takes place in New Orleans and the author is from New Orleans, and it just felt right to buy a physical copy while I was down there. Okay, next we will talk about the day that I got home from New Orleans, and I walked into my dining room and there were packages sitting on my dining room table, and one of them was an Amazon package, and it contained gifts from my darling friend Megan at Tome Infinity, who is always linked in my description. But she got me some stuff from my wish list, and one of those things was Binti by Nnedi Okorafor. I just read this for my diversity badge for Bookemon, and I really enjoyed it. I think that the series will improve as it goes on though, so I'm interested to pick up the next book. All right, and then she also got me Snot Girl Volume 1 by Brian Lee O'Malley, who wrote the Scott Pilgrim series, and I have been wanting to check this one out. Brian Lee O'Malley's stuff is always just like really weird and out there, and I personally enjoy it, though I know not everyone does. And then the final thing that she sent me from Amazon was not on my wish list, but it's really fucking cute. The print of a little cat wearing the Sorting Hat and Harry Potter glasses on it. Next, we're gonna talk about the books that I bought when I was in Springfield visiting Megan and Sue. They took me to, I think, 3 different bookstores. I have 5 books here I can talk about that I bought there. So first I'm going to talk about this short story collection, which is stories by Samuel Beckett, and it's called More Pricks Than Kicks. I have so many short story collections, I should really stop buying them, but like I don't. Slater's Planet by Harris Moore. This is about some space explorers hunting for other life, and they find a planet that's controlled by computers that are like hostile. So that sounds like it could potentially be a good time for the reader, not for the characters. The Black Beast by Nancy Springer, which is a fantasy story by a lady. Sunstop 8 by Lou Fisher. Just like sounded so fucking ridiculous that there's no way it's not amazing. Like, let me just read you the back of this because I cannot express how spectacularly bad this sounds. Dead heat on Sunstop 8. He's a rambler, he's a gambler, he's Chet McCoy, a hard-loving, two-fisted bookie with a heart of solid brass. Off on a pleasure jaunt to the Sunstop system, McCoy is kidnapped by the agents of Pauk Ludender, the mad, shriveled tyrant of Sunstop 8. Unless he runs the dictator's lottery for profit, Chet is one dead wheeler dealer. But if he succeeds, the rebel leader, Abraxas, has sworn to eliminate Chet's sweetheart, the beautiful Avon. Heads they win, tails he loses. Can McCoy finesse the odds? Can sidekick Rocky get there in time? Place your bets. Like, how fucking absurd does this book sound? I'm so excited. The Day of the Drones by A.M. Leitner, which is apparently a sci-fi from the 60s that was written by a woman, and it's about a society where the whites are the lower class citizens and like black people are kind of the privileged ones, and it looked just like it was really kind of going to be an interesting story. Although I've looked up some reviews and it might actually not be super great. Next I have a couple that I bought from Goodwill recently. So I finally got myself a copy of The Tales of Beetle the Bard by J.K. Rowling, a new copy of Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. Mine had been through some things. I've read that book a lot of times, and it's in like really good shape. Like, I think whoever owned this before never opened it, or they were like way more careful with their books than I am with mine, which granted, I'm not that careful. And finally, we have the books that I got from the Half Price Books clearance sale. First, I got a copy of The Wanting Seed by Anthony Burgess. I've only read A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess, but I've heard really good things about this one. I have one other book by Anthony Burgess as well that I still haven't read. Or two other books by Anthony Burgess. I'm like collecting his books and I've yet to read any other than A Clockwork Orange. I should probably get my shit together, but if I ever did that, what would you even come here to watch, you know? Next I have Brooklyn by Colm Toibin. I don't think I said that correctly, but this is one that the friend that I was with at the book sale thought I should get. I guess it's pretty dramatic, and I'm like throwing shit everywhere and like knocking my tripod around, so like sorry about it, but that's where we are. And finally, I bought Dancing in the Streets, Anarchists, IWWs, Surrealists, Situationists, and Provos in the 1960s as recorded in the pages of The Rebel Worker and Heatwave. That's a very long title, but it's essentially just like a collection of like articles and essays that were published in these like magazines that were very extreme counterculture in the 1960s. So that's it. That's my book haul. that's all my books. Riveting. Have a great day, guys. Bye.